Ladies and gentlemen, President Trump did try to sue LETICIA James, the Attorney General of New York, a little while back. The lawsuit didn't work out, I think primarily because he didn't have the opportunity for Jim Jordan and James Comer to demand testimony from the Attorney General and the Manhattan District Attorney. The testimony will almost certainly reveal that there was coordination between the Democratic Party and the Attorney General in New York and state New York City prosecutors, Manhattan District Attorney, Manhattan prosecutors. We know that there was a Hillary Clinton super PAC funding and campaigning and helping run the presidential campaign of Michael Avenatti, who's now in prison. That was the lawyer for Stormy Daniels. That is a huge, huge issue, okay? That, along with a whole bunch of things, including campaigning on getting Trump. So the issue here is that there is no crime. There was a civil case against Trump at a certain regarding fraud that he didn't commit, but at a certain point, the lawsuits that Trump levels against, whether it's Clinton or Attorney General James or a district attorney in Manhattan, Bragg, there's going to be enough information and testimony to show that there was coordination between the Democratic National Committee and everyone after Trump. So you can look at what Jim Jordan and James Comer want to do with not just demanding testimony, but documents, because Bragg went into the realm of the federal government with an indictment that relies on a federal crime that didn't take place. So it's obvious that they're trying to accuse Trump of financial crimes. Meanwhile, the Bill and Hillary's Foundation, along with private servers siphoning classified data. I mean, there's a litany of people who are giving hundreds of millions of dollars to their foundation over the years. Uranium One, all of these major scandals. And of course, New York can't find anything. Then you have Hunter and Joe, obvious, clear felonies there. The best defense is a good offense. So they're going after Trump for political purposes. But the reason his initial lawsuit didn't work out against the Attorney General in New York was he didn't get the opportunity, or he didn't get Congress involved. Now Congress is involved, ladies and gentlemen. Jim Jordan and James Comer, if you type in Jim Jordan, Alvin Bragg, you'll get a whole bunch of articles. House GOP takes its fight with Bragg to New York City, The Hill. That's 7 hours ago. So you have a situation where Trump indicts a House Judiciary Committee panel to examine Manhattan DA Alvin Bragg. Congressional Republicans to hold field hearing on Manhattan DA Alvin Bragg. So there is coordination. Even Pelosi stated that if the tables were turned, Republicans, you better believe Republicans would be involved in any indictment. So the question now is, did Democrats work with the Attorney General in New York or the District Attorney in Manhattan? That's the question. Hit subscribe to this channel, ladies and gentlemen. The videos today are doing quite well on this channel, thank God. Thank you, the people watching. And hit subscribe to my new Patreons. Thank you. Your Patreon support is greatly appreciated. To the super thanks, thank you so very much. I might have a live stream tonight, I'm not sure, or I might just have another video. Stay tuned. But ladies and gentlemen, it was the district attorney. So this is really interesting because you have a district attorney relying on a federal crime. The FEC did not find Trump. It was Trump. They fined Clinton for purchasing the Steele dossier and the DNC, and they fined President Obama's campaign. They didn't find Trump. So they couldn't find an actual federal crime. The statutes that the DA leveled against Trump were misdemeanors. The issue now is Here, Washington Examiner, New York sues Trump. Of course, it's politically motivated by Byron York. This is a conservative publication, but everybody on the planet knows it's all politically motivated. They cover up the crimes of Democrats and they go after their direct political rival, which is exactly why Trump was impeached. But here's the difference. Here's why Trump's lawsuits didn't work against Clinton and haven't worked against Attorney General James yet. The Congress was never able to obtain testimony from any of Trump's adversaries. Never able to ask. So Jim Jordan and the House Judiciary and James Comer and the House Oversight are going to simply ask, did you coordinate in any way, shape, or form with Democrats? Did Stormy Daniels? Did Michael Cohen? We know that they did. We know that Stormy and Michael Cohen on the witness stand would be a catastrophe for the Democratic Party because they'd simply be asked either in Congress or on the witness stand, did you work with any lawyer, public relations executive, activist, politician linked to the Democratic National Committee? Did anyone promise you a book deal, a Vogue? Stormy's on the cover of Vogue. Melania Trump wasn't on the cover of Vogue, but Stormy is on the cover of Vogue. So it's like, you have all of these accusations against Trump, but see, again, it's like they investigated the Clinton Foundation for 2 seconds in New York. Okay, he was one of the state prosecutors known to be very tough, and he didn't do anything because the Democrats don't ever investigate. They don't ever find a crime. What they do is investigate to hide the obvious crime. So, for example, there's a Delaware prosecutor investigating Hunter. Well, there's really not much to investigate. You already have the information. Chuck Grassley, Chuck Schumer, Rand Paul, Ron Johnson, Jim Jordan, James Comer, they all have enough information to prove felonies. They can't prove anything with Trump. What they did with Trump is they made certain that a 70 plus, 76, 70, almost 80-year-old man went to Rikers Island for 5 or 6 months. Okay, for what? For a crime that is nothing compared to what Bill and Hillary did with the foundation. In Haiti alone, billions upon billions promised to the people of Haiti. And we can go on forever with these major controversies. And I think Hillary Clinton will be the 24 nominee for the Democratic Party. But you have Congress involved now. So he did try to sue Clinton and the Honorable James Comey. He did so, I think, a bit too early. He didn't have congressional testimony. Once he gets congressional testimony, and they're not going to be able to convict Trump or indict him really on anything. They can indict him, but they won't be able to convict him on any, whether it's classified data, which is a non-issue at all, compared to what Clinton did, which is an actual crime. See, they commit crimes, and then they try to make everything morally relative by accusing Trump of the same thing, but it's never the same thing. It's always a watered-down, nitpicking type of fiasco over minutia. It's like none of these things that Trump did are actual crimes. None of them. On the other hand, the Democrats actually did commit major crimes. The problem is people have been conditioned. There are so many morally superior, highly educated liberal Democrats who don't know about the criminal activity on their political side. Everything, if you let them say, oh, well, the New York Post, Daily Mail, look at the money flow, the business transactions, the actual emails asking for influence on a certain company's behalf from Hunter. It's like, well, they'll say, oh, it's conspiratorial nonsense. They get a Pavlovian response to Trump and anything on their side of the political divide that is obvious criminal behavior, siphoning classified data onto servers, secret servers outside the U.S. government, they think is conspiratorial. They can't at this point, after 7 years of obsessing over Trump, ever admit or even confront the reality that their political side has actually committed crimes, whereas Trump really hasn't, and they have to contrive this very bizarre indictment in New York against him It's all politically motivated, and one of the people he'll eventually sue again is the Attorney General. Give me your thoughts below. Thanks. Hit subscribe right now. Be here in a couple of hours.